Well, a very good evening to all of you. I welcome you all to the Resonance Hyderabad official YouTube channel, where we bring a very quick but detailed analysis of today's JEE Advanced 2024 paper. So, this analysis is based on the feedback that we received from the students. So let's see what the students have to say about this paper. So we will begin with the paper 1. So if you look at the paper 1, then first of all we will have a look at the marking scheme. This paper has total 60 marks every subject. So every subject 60 marks, total number of questions, every subject 17, and therefore if you look at the total marks together, it becomes 180. And there are total 4 sections which is in this paper 1. The first section is single answer type, and the second section is more than one correct, where the partial marking is also there. And the third one is non-negative integer type, where negative marking is not there. And the fourth section is match the column type, where total 4 questions were there, and positive +3 and negative -1. So these are the total marks per section. For single correct 12, one or more correct 12, and the non-negative integer type 24, and then 12 marks for the match the column type. So this is about the marking scheme. Definitely there is a slight change from the regular pattern this year in paper 1 marking schemes, and in fact the total number of questions usually is 18, but this time it is 17. Now if you look at the difficulty level of this paper, it was exactly as we predicted. The paper was not too difficult, the paper was not too easy, it was moderate overall. So that means there were good number of easy problems, good number of moderate problems, and good number of difficult problems. So this is something which is very much good with the JEE paper, so that they will be able to differentiate between the different minds. Now let us see, if you compare the 3 subjects, that is physics, chemistry and maths of paper 1, then which one is the most difficult among the 3? So among the 3, physics was the most difficult in paper 1, and then comes mathematics, and then comes chemistry. But if you talk about physics itself, it was not that difficult. Overall paper 1 was easy, physics being relatively difficult than maths and chemistry. So if you look at the areas from where problems were asked in physics, overall if you see, problems were asked from kinematics, from rigid body dynamics, from errors in measurements, electrostatics, capacitors, current electricity, KTG and thermodynamics, modern physics, etc., etc. Now if you look at chemistry, chemistry was moderate, but it was not very much balanced paper. If you look at paper 1, so more questions were asked from the organic chemistry, very few questions were asked from inorganic chemistry, and moderate number of problems were there from physical chemistry. So if you look at the physical chemistry, problems were asked from chemical kinetics, chemical equilibrium, atomic structure, thermodynamics. And if you look at the organic chemistry, problems were asked from amines, from polymers, biomolecules, etc., etc. Now let's come to mathematics. Mathematics was moderate. If you compare paper 1, in paper 1 all the 3 subjects, mathematics was moderate, and in mathematics again the questions were asked from very good problems from permutation and combinations were asked, problems on probability, matrices, problems on functions, etc., etc. So it was a well balanced paper as far as the mathematics and physics is concerned. However, chemistry was slightly unbalanced. However, this disbalance was covered in paper 2. So paper 2 was balanced as you compare with paper 1 as far as chemistry is concerned. Now if you look at paper 2 overall, the first 2 sections were similar. The third section was also integer, and the fourth was numerical value. That is, the answers were in decimals in the fourth section over there. So that is the difference between paper 1 and paper 2 marking scheme, or the pattern of the questions that were asked. And apart from that, if you look at the difficulty level of paper 2, so in paper 2, if you compare with paper 1, overall paper 2 was difficult. So paper 2 was difficult if you compare every subject. Then every subject, being in physics, chemistry or mathematics, all of these three subjects were difficult as compared to paper 1. Now, if within the paper 2, if you compare which one of the three subjects were the most difficult, then definitely mathematics was found or reported to be the most difficult. And after that comes physics. Physics was moderate to difficult, and chemistry was also not that easy in paper 2. Chemistry was at the moderate level. So as far as the difficulty level of paper 2 is concerned, overall paper 2 was more difficult as compared to paper 1. Now, if you club paper 1 and paper 2 and look at their cumulative difficulty level, then we would rate, or the students as they reported, that overall the paper was moderate. A good number of easy problems, good number of moderate problems, and a good number of difficult problems were there. So this is exactly what we expected when we spoke to our students, that nowadays IITs have shifted their strategies from asking more number of difficult problems to now less number of difficult problems, and now they are asking more number of moderate problems. And also, if you compare the number of problems in the easy category, earlier they used to ask lesser questions in the easy category, but nowadays they are asking more questions in the easy category as well. So that if you are able to crack those easy level of problems, still you get a fair chance to at least enter into the IITs. But if you really want to get into with a moderately good ranks, then those moderate problems you have to crack. And if you are able to crack the difficult problems as well, definitely you will enter into IITs with very good rank. So this was the overall analysis of the JEE Advanced paper 2024, paper 1 and paper 2. So now we are going to discuss few problems which we were able to collect from the memories. So we are going to start with physics first, few problems what we could collect it from the students. So let's now start with the problems. So now I will invite Mohit Bhatia sir here, who is going to present you a few problems from physics first. Thank you so much.
Very good evening, everybody. A very good evening, one. I hope everybody has appeared very well with the exam. Today, it's a day where we are just discussing the paper so that we analyze, we realize that what are the areas were good to go, what are the areas we could have worked better, and so on. So let's begin with our paper discussion. So let's begin with physics, question number 1. As sir has already discussed and said that these questions are memory-based questions, as been informed to us by the students, right? So let's start. Okay. Let's start with the first question. Let's start reading the question. So obviously it's a rough sketched questions, right? Okay. Just hold on, please. Hold on. Wait for a while, please. Please wait for a while. Some technical glitch, I guess. Yeah. Some basic technical glitch. Please wait for a while. Please wait for a while. So till that time, I hope all of us have realized that the paper was quite expected to be like that only. We expect that the paper will have some questions which will require intense knowledge, right? Obviously, we are going for advanced paper, so we realize if we are knowing a topic, we have to complete it with proper intention, with complete details, right? So, okay, let's come back with paper discussion. Okay, still we are not ready. We'll take few more minutes. Please hold on. Okay, so sorry for the glitch. I hope it's okay. ठीक है, थोड़ा थोड़ा तो होता रहता है. ठीक है. Coming back, a block of mass 5 kg. Let's start with the first question. A block of mass 5 kg moves along the x direction subject to the force F equals to minus 20x plus 10 Newton with the value of x in meters. So first thing first. एक मिनट. Okay, first thing first, when we start reading the question, we realize in the very first statement only that the force subjected here is minus 20x, right? Minus 20x means, obviously minus 20x plus 10, but minus 20x implies that the force is proportional to minus x, which implies that it is an SCHM, right? It is a SCHM, simple harmonic motion. It's a simple harmonic motion. I hope we all realize that F is equals to minus kx plus some constant, where this constant actually changes the mean position, is a standard equation of SHM, right? So coming back to it, F proportional to minus x implies that it's a SHM. So this is a question based on SHM. So first question which we are picking up in our analysis is SHM based question. So the mass is 5 kg given, okay? So mass given here is 5 kg. Right? Subject to a force of F equals to minus 20x plus 10. So the force given here is minus 20x plus 10 newtons with the value of x in meters. Okay? So we are not worried about the unit things. At time t0, it is at rest position. At x equals to 1 meter, the position and the momentum of the block at t equals to pi by 4. Okay. First thing first, observing this formula, we realize that the body is not at the mean position. Rather, it's been shifted. I hope we realize when we write F equals to minus kx, matlab the body is exactly at its mean position, or maybe at x equals to 0, to be more precise. But here it's F equals to minus 20x plus 10. When we compare this with 0 to find out the new mean position for this case, so this x will come out to be 0.5, right? And since everything is given in x is in meters, so this should be 0.5 meters, right? Okay, I hope it's okay to all. Now, so we can realize by basic diagram that this is the main position, whereas the body at t0 is at x equals to 1 meter. So by at t0, when we start observing, the body is at x equals to 1 meter. So let's say there is a block kept here of mass given 5 kg. The position and momentum of the block at t equals to pi by 4, we have to find this. So let's begin with analyzing this question more. Okay, so when I know F is equals to minus 20x plus 10, I can straight away say that this value of k is 20 out here, right? Once we know the value of k out here, we can easily find that the value of omega is root over k by m, which means k is equals to 20, m is 5, root over 20 by 5 is like 2. So from here also, obviously we can find the time period also. That's obviously we know that this is 2 pi by t. So the value of t will come out to be, so when we compare this like this, so value of t will come out to be pi seconds, right? I hope it's okay, right? F equals to minus 20x plus 10 by standard looks, this 20 is equals to k. So omega is root over k by m. From there, we obviously can put the value of k, put the value of m. We can get the value of omega 2. By comparing omega as to pi by t, we can get the value of t is equals to pi seconds, right? Once we know the value of t is pi seconds, going forward, what's the question is? They are asking to find us the position and momentum of the block at t equals to pi by 4. So at t0, it is here. And time period is pi seconds. We could have taken different routes. I always say we can have many other solutions. But taking this route where we know time period is pi, and we are been asked to find out the position at t equals to pi by 4. So obviously to cover 1/4 of this distance, like from here to here, the time taken will be time period by 4, right? From coming to go from mean to extreme, extreme to mean, again mean to extreme, again extreme to mean, the time taken is 1/4 of the time period. So ultimately, we realize this is coming out to be pi by 4, which is the question being asked, right? Simple analysis. We could have taken different route, but when things are simple, let's make it simple only, right? So we know the particle will be at x equals to 0.5 meters. So the position is 0.5 meter. And momentum of the block at this point of time, momentum is given as m into v. Obviously, we understand when the body is at the mean position, this v will be v max, right? When the body is at the mean position, the velocity is the v max, right? So the value of m is equals to 5. The value of v max is equals to a omega, right? The value of a here is coming out to be, body has been released from 1 meter. This distance is amplitude. So the amplitude is coming out to be 0.5 meters. So a omega, a is 0.5. Omega came out to be 2 here. Solving this will be give you 5 kg meter per second is the momentum. I know it's a little clumsy, but that's how you can go with this, right? Okay? Right? I hope it's easily understood by all of us. The first question was an estimate. It's a very simple question. Force was given. We obtained the value of k. We got the value of omega. We got the value of time period. Knowing from the value of time period, what was asked is to find the position and momentum of the block at t equals to pi by 4. Putting all this, we got the result, right? Going forward with the next question. I hope it's very clearly understood by all. Right? I hope it's very clearly been understood by all. Right? Okay, let's go for the next question. So the next question, I can see it's based on Prism. Again, it's a memory-based question. It can be a integer type, like, because they are asking the value of beta here. They are asking to find the value of beta, so it can be an integer type question, right, everybody? So let's come back with the question. Two equilateral prism, P1 and P2, are kept with their sides parallel to each other in vacuum, as shown in figure. A light ray enters from prism P1 at an angle of incidence theta, such that outgoing ray undergoes minimum deviation in prism P2. So first thing first, what I believe right now is, let's draw the problem. Let's draw the problem, right? Let's draw the problem. So problem might be like this. Problem might be like this, that there is one prism here. There is one prism here, two equilateral prism. So equilateral means angle of prism is 60 degree. And there is one more prism here. The sides are kept parallel. Right? The sides are kept parallel. Right? And this is also equilateral, so all sides, all angles are 60 degree, right? This prism, let's say name it as P1. Let's say this prism is P2 with the sides parallel to each other in vacuum. So the surrounding is vacuum anyways. Okay. If it's given vacuum, so obviously it implies that the refractive index here can be chosen to be equals to 1, right? A light ray enters a prism P1. So let me just change the color. This is said to be the angle at which light is entering, let's say some theta. Two equilateral prism P1 and P2 are kept with their sides parallel to each other in vacuum, as shown in figure. A light ray enters prism P1, so light is entering from here at an angle of incidence theta. So we wrote here theta, right? Such that the outgoing ray undergoes minimum deviation in prism P2. Matlab P2 mein there is minimum deviation. Okay. So how the ray will take its path? There will be an angle here R1. Okay. There will be the angle here R2. Okay. The light ray will come out like this. Since these are parallel, so this angle, if it is alpha, this angle will be also some alpha. Okay. And the light ray will bend like this further here. I will rather redraw this better, this part. Okay. This angle will be, let's say, some R. It further can go. This R, obviously we know that they have said minimum deviation in prism P2. Obviously it will strike here also. We can discuss further, but my point is, this R must be equals to A by 2 as the condition of minimum deviation. Right? For the condition to go, the condition is, whenever the case is minimum deviation, the angle of incidence and the angle of emergence are equal. So correspondingly, both the refracting angles are equal, and we know R1 plus R2 is equals to A, so R must be equals to A by 2. I hope it's very simple to go for it, right? R1 plus R2 is equals to A, and since R1 is equals to R2, so obviously R is equals to A by 2. Okay. Since R is equals to A by 2, so we understand the value of R must be equals to 30 degree, right? The value of this R is 30 degree. Going forward, if this is some angle alpha, let's apply Snell's law. Let's apply Snell's law because obviously Prism questions, all the questions related to Prism or these, we obviously start with the basics. The basics are using Snell's law whenever there's a refraction, right? Going with the very elementary concept. So 1 into sine alpha is equals to, what is the value of refractive index here? So root 3 by 2 is for Prism 1, and root 3 for Prism 2, okay? So root 3 into sine r, right? 1 into sine alpha because there is vacuum, root 3 into sine r here. So, and we know the value of r is equals to 30 degree. So sine 30 will be half, so root 3 by 2 is sine alpha. So value of alpha will come out to be 60 degree, right? Again, this alpha and this alpha are same because you can see these two lines are parallel. These normals, since these sides are parallel, so these normals are also parallel. So this is alpha is equals to 60 degree. Coming back here, we again apply Snell's law between R2 and alpha. So let's apply this. Root over 3 by 2 into sine R2 is equals to 1 into sine 60, right? Root 3 by 2 sine R2 is equals to 1 into sine 60. So sine 60 is equals to root 3 by 2. Okay. So this root 3 cancels. Sine R2 comes out to be 1 by root 2, which implies that R2 is coming out to be 45 degree. If R2 is 45 degree, this is 45 degree. We know that R1 plus R2 is A. So this R1 must be 15 degree. Right? 15 degree could be written as pi by 12. So again apply Snell's law here. So we have applied 2 times already. So we are applying Snell's law 3rd time. Okay, how to add the slides? I want to add slides. I want to add a slide here. This one? Okay, thank you for the patience. Okay, so going back, what we were doing was we are applying sine theta. So we are applying here कुछ ना कुछ नया होता रहता है. Okay. So going back again, 1 into sine theta, since it's vacuum there, and this side is root over 3 by 2 into sine of R1, right, where R1 came out to be pi by 12, right? So theta will be sine inverse of root over 3 by 2 into sine of pi by 12. By basic comparison, we can say that beta is equals to 12, right? Beta is equals to 12. Sorry for the inconvenience, but I hope we all can understand. We started with very elementary thing, that what was given in the problem, that there's a minimum deviation case here. So we actually backtracked from Prism 2 to Prism 1. We started with the logic that since there's a minimum deviation, this R must be half of the angle of prism. R is equals to 30 degree. Going forward, Snell's law we applied. We got the relation between R and this alpha. Then again we applied Snell's law. We got the relation between alpha and R2. Then again with the logic of A equals to R1 plus R2, we got the value of R1 will be 15 degree. As we know that R2 is 45 degree from this calculation. Then we again applied Snell's law here. So that's how we concluded this, right? Okay, so let's go with the next question. I hope this is very comfortably been understood by all of us, right? So can we go for the next discussion, right? Okay. Going forward with the next question. Okay. Now, so there was one question on STEM. The second question was on optics, ray optics rather. Now we are having a question. I can see it's on from heat, KTG actually, right? Let's start reading the question and let's get the basic logic of it. A closed vessel contains 10 gram of gas X at 300 Kelvin, which exerts pressure of 2 atm. Okay, so there is a container. There's already a container, a closed vessel, matlab, no exchange of gas right now. Volume given to be, let's say, fixed. Contains 10 gram of gas. So there is gas X, right, of mass 10 gram. Okay. At 300 Kelvin, the temperature here is 300 Kelvin, right? The temperature is 300 Kelvin, which exerts a pressure of P equals to 2 atm. The pressure here is 2 atm, right? The pressure here is given as 2 atm initially. At the same temperature, 80 gram of another ideal gas, okay, 80 gram of another ideal gas Y, 80 gram been added here, right? Been added there. And pressure now becomes, so the new pressure is 6 atm. The new pressure is 6 atm, right? Find Vrms X was to Vrms Y at 300 Kelvin. The temperature remains same. As it is given to be an ideal gas, and we are assuming it to be ideal here also, so obviously we can start our problem with the logic of that PV is equals to nRT was applied initially also, and PV equals to nRT is applied later on also. What is being changed here, since we are adding the gas? Number of moles are changing, right? Number of moles are changing. Since it's ideal gas given, so we can use PV equals to nRT. We can use PV equals to nRT. So P1 V1 equals to nRT1, right? Initially. And then initially the number of mole was because of X only. So let's say some N1. And later on, it's a mixture of gas X plus Y. And let's say now the number of mole is N2. And this is, let's say, nR. Again the same T, because it said that the temperature remains same. So I'm putting the same temperature here, and pressure is changed, some P2. Volume remains same V1. So initial volume, final volume doesn't change. Closed rigid vessel we are assuming obviously. Number of moles initially was N1, now the number of mole is N2. R is obviously a constant. Temperature is not changing as been mentioned in the question. When we go for the ratio of this question, equation 1 and 2, let's say I take the ratio of it. So what we get is this T1 cancel, R cancel, V1 cancel. P1 is how much? 2, and P2 is how much? 6, the final one. So 2 by 6 is equals to N1 by N2. So this comes out to be 1 by 3. What is N2 by the way? N2 is the sum of the number of moles. Matlab, let's say N2 is initial number of mole plus the number of moles added via Y, right? So I can go further with N1 by N1 plus N1 prime, like this. And from this basic simplification, we can realize this N1 prime will be 2 times N1, right? Is it very easy to simplify this, right? Cross multiply, get the value of N1 prime to be 2N1, right? Okay. Now, we have to get this ratio. Okay. So, do we all understand? Okay, I will just add one more slide here. We'll just add one more slide here. Okay. Discard. Okay. Slides there. Okay. Coming back. So we know that Vrms is inversely proportional to our molecular mass, right? M naught. है ना? Vrms is inversely proportional to molecular mass, root over molecular mass. So taking this basic logic, so Vrms of gas X to Vrms of gas Y is root over of molar mass of gas X to molar mass of gas Y, right? Going forward, we don't know molar mass, right? We don't know molar mass. What we know is the amount, the mass of the mass is given, but the molar mass is not known to us. So let's try to connect how we can go for the molar mass discussion. So molar mass into number of moles is the mass of the gas, right? Yes or no? Yes? So can we find out the value of molar mass as mass by n? है ना? Mass by n. So m naught x could be written as mass of the gas x by number of mole of x, and molar mass of gas 2 could be written as mass of the gas y by number of mole of the gas y, which is n prime. If you remember, we wrote it as n prime, right? I hope I'll just show the annotation which we gave. The annotation we gave is n prime is the number of moles being added by y, and n1 is the number of mole of x initially. Some of them was n2, right? Some of them was n2. So n1 prime was 2n1, right? Going forward, we just plugged in molar mass of y as mass of the gas y by n prime and mass of the gas x by n1. So do we know the values now? Do we know the values now? Yeah, we know 80 gram of another gas and 10 gram of x. So 80 gram and 10. So let's plug in the value here. Here it's 80, 10. The ratio of n1 to n prime. Let's check the ratio of n1 to n prime. The ratio of n1 to n prime. n1 to n prime is half. Yes or no? The ratio of n1 to n prime. Yes or no? The ratio of n1 to n prime is half. So this will be half. 0, 0 cancel. This becomes 4. This becomes coming out to be will be 2. यहाँ पे थोड़ा सा सुंदर कर देते हैं इसको. Right? This will be 4, right? So this comes out to be 2. So the answer will be 2, right? So the answer will be 2 for this. The answer for this will be 2. Okay. Let's go forward with the next question. Okay. Again, so this question is based on basics of errors. The dimension of a cone are measured using a scale with a least count of 2 millimeter. 2 millimeter matlab this can be the maximum delta. The maximum change in the, or maximum error in the reading we can have. Least count is the maximum accuracy we can get, right? Least count means the maximum accuracy we can obtain. Okay. So the diameter of the base and the heights are both measured to be 20 centimeter. The maximum percentage error is a very simple question. V is equals to 1 by 3 pi r square h. So del V by V into 100 is equals to 1 by 3 pi doesn't matter, right? 2 delta r by r into 100 plus del h by h into 100. ठीक है भाई? All these were questions from the paper 1 already, obviously. We are discussing all the paper 1 questions. So delta r by r into 100. कितना है भाई? Delta r by r into 100. Let's write down. Let's write down. So delta r will be 2 millimeter. 2 millimeter मतलब 2 10 to the power minus 1, because this is the maximum error we can get. This is the maximum error we can get. 2 millimeter is the least count. So 2 into 10 to the power minus 1, and this is 20. Why I am writing 10 to the power minus 1? Because this is in millimeters, so I am trying to convert this into centimeters, right? So 2 10 to the power minus 1 by 20 into 100 plus del h by h. What is del h by h? Del h again the same. This is the same least count. So 2 10 to the power minus 1 by 20 into 100. Okay. So this is like percentage volume error, rather maximum possible volume error. So this will be coming out to be 2% plus 1%. This comes out to be 3%, right? I hope we can simplify this calculation very easily. We can simplify this calculation very easily. So this is 2 into 1. This is 1. 2 plus 1. 3% is the answer, right? So I hope this all was very much clear to all of us. Going forward with more discussion of the paper, I'll invite Lakshman sir. he'll be continuing with more question discussion on the physics on the paper 1. So I hope everybody must have understood this far. Let's invite Lakshman sir to continue from here on. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So I'll continue with the next questions that have been asked in today's paper. So a triangular loop ABC moves with speed v and magnetic field is given in the region. And we are going to find out the displacement versus EMF graph. So this is a question of EMI, electromagnetic induction chapter. So there is a triangular loop that you are seeing here, and you have a magnetic field in this region. So think 1 minute, let me go back to that slide. Okay, so we have a triangular loop and there is a magnetic field which is only existing in this region. Let's call this is B, and it's mentioned that it is moving with a constant speed. That means there is no gravity, nothing here, so it's going with a constant speed. So as soon as this loop enters into the medium where the magnetic field is present, there will be a change in flux. So as we know that Faraday's law says that if there is a change in flux, there will be EMF. So right now we are going to calculate the flux first, and then we are going to differentiate it to get EMF. So what does Faraday's law says? The EMF is d phi by dt. I'm just talking about the modulus of EMF, d phi by dt. So for that I have to calculate the value of flux. So what I'm going to do is, let's assume that after t seconds, the triangle has entered the region where the magnetic field is present. As you can see, the triangle initially it was at this location. Now it has traveled down by distance v times of t, because the speed is given as constant. Now both are equilateral triangles, even though it's not mentioned, these are equilateral triangles. So these are equilateral triangles. So the angle made by this is 60 degrees. So I'm going to shade this area where our flux is present. So let me draw it separately. So this is a region and this length is Vt. And as I can say, this is equilateral triangle, so this angle should be 60 degrees. So if this angle is 60 degrees, the base of the equilateral triangle will also be proportional to Vt. So I'm not going to calculate the base because the base is not even required here. So what is required? We just need the graph. So for the graph, you don't need to calculate the exact value of EMF. So what I'm going to say, the base of this equilateral triangle that you are seeing is proportional to VT. I'm not calculating exact value. You can use tan theta to calculate it, but it will be a proportional to VT. What I've written it as alpha times of VT. Hence, so what will happen to the area of the shaded part? So the area of the shaded part, there are 4 triangles that you can see it clearly here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? So I have to calculate the area of the 4 triangles, which is half times of base. Base, I have just now told you it is alpha times of VT, where alpha is some constant, not calculating exact value, not even required for the graph. And height is VT divided by 2. Or you can divide into 2 triangles, it's up to you. You can divide into 2 triangles or 4 triangles. I have divided into 4 triangles, so this length is VT divided by 2. Now each area of the triangle is this much and into 4 times. So this gives us the total area of the triangle. So the total area of triangle, it is coming out to be alpha V square T square. So it is just area, it is proportional to T square. So I'll take up the new slide. I think this, let me add one more slide here. Acha. Fine. So we got this area to be, oh, 1 minute. Give me 1 second, guys. I think this, yeah. So the area from the previous slide, it is coming out to be alpha V square T square, some proportional to T square terms. So what will be the value of flux? The flux comes out to be B into alpha V square T square. So if this is the value of flux, so what I am going to do, I am going to differentiate this, because rate of change of flux, that is what EMF. So EMF is coming out to be 2 beta alpha V square T. So it's clearly visible that EMF is directly proportional to time T. So if EMF is proportional to time T, then I can say that the graph between EMF and time would be passing through the origin. Even though it has been asked for EMF versus displacement, as displacement and time both are proportional. Whether you draw it for the time or displacement, it is going to be the same. So this is a displacement and this is EMF. So since it is proportional to time t, so this will be passing through the origin. Now this is not yet done. There will be one scenario where the triangle is completely inside the magnetic field region. Now after this scenario, the triangle is going to come out of the magnetic field, hence the flux is going to decrease. So it is coming down with constant speed v. So now the flux is going to decrease, again the EMF will be induced. Now for the second half, when it is leaving the magnetic field, so we can again write an expression for the flux. So for that I am going to do it here. The flux for the second half, what I can do is, the flux in this region is total area of triangle minus this area of the triangle, right? Some area was present inside it. So what I'm doing, the total area, whatever it was present, let's call it as A naught minus the area of the triangle which has come out. Because that much amount of area has been coming out. So for change in flux, you only need that area. So it is simply A naught minus area of this triangle. Again, what you'll do is, let's assume that the time taken for this to come out, let it be t minus t naught. This is a time interval. So what is t naught here? T naught is a time to enter it, and to come out it is taking t minus t naught. To completely enter it is t naught. Now it is coming out this much distance, so let it be t minus t naught. So the area of this particular part, again it will be like beta times this complete distance will be v into t minus t naught. So again I'm drawing this triangle separately here. So this is v times of t minus t naught, and the base you can write it as beta times of v times of t minus t naught. Again beta is some constant because you don't need to calculate the exact area. So I can get the area to be so for the second half the flux comes out to be that A minus this area which is beta times v square t minus t naught whole square. Now for the flux you just have to multiply the B. That's the flux. Now you differentiate this to get EMF. So d phi by dt when it is leaving, so A is anyway constant, B is anyway constant, it is going to become 0. So what is left over is minus beta v square 2 times of t minus t naught. Okay. So this is looking like y is equal to mx plus c. So if I have drawn the EMF for this is upward region, the EMF for this one will be in downward region. As you can see, the slope is coming out to be negative. Y is equal to minus mx plus c, and with y intercept is coming out to be positive. So the graph is going to be, it's a negative slope, so something like this. Oh, sorry, 1 minute. It is going to be a negative slope and it will be something like this. So it's a rough diagram of the graph. One is if you are taking while entering the EMF to be positive, while leaving the EMF will be negative. So let's go to the next question. Okay, so find angle made with the plane of the ring with a vertical plane in equilibrium. So let me explain the question first. So there is a ring which is carrying current and the magnetic field is upward. And since the ring is carrying current, it is going to have a magnetic moment. And you know the formula of magnetic moment, which is I times of area. So the magnetic moment of this particular ring is simply I into area of the ring, let it be pi r square. And what is the direction of magnetic moment? It is going inside the board. So let's say this magnetic moment is inside the board and it is m bar. So whenever there is a magnetic moment, as a dipole inside a magnetic field, it experiences a net torque. So what is the value of torque? Which is mb sine theta. So I'm going to calculate the torque here, which is m times of b times of sine theta. That's the formula of torque, in general formula of torque. So because of this torque, the loop is going to rotate. It is going to tilt. As soon as the loop is going to tilt, the mg's torque is also going to opposite. And there will be one scenario where both the torques are going to equal. So what I am doing, let's try to look at this from side view. So if you look at this ring from the side view, it is going to look like a single line. So this is how the loop is going to look from the side view, even though it's a ring. So what is this length? This length is simply the diameter, and there will be one force acting on this ring, and that force is gravitational force. This is going to act at center of mass. Effectively, we can take it as center of mass. And this is the plane of the ring, and we have the magnetic moment somewhere like this. And assume that ring is making some angle alpha. So let me erase these unnecessary things here. Hope this is clear. The ring is rotated by an angle alpha, and the mg is acting at the center of mass effectively. Now our magnetic field is vertically upward. So this is how the magnetic field is. So if this is alpha, even this is alpha. So this angle is 90 minus alpha. So the angle between magnetic moment and magnetic field is 90 minus alpha. It is going to create a torque. What is the torque formula? Torque due to magnetic field plus torque due to mg. The summation should be equal to 0 in equilibrium. So torque due to mb, as you can see, it is clockwise torque, right, in this side, m cross b, which is m times of b times of sine 90 minus alpha. And mg is going to create torque in anti-clockwise sense. So you can resolve mg into two components. So this component of mg is mg sine alpha, which is the only one which is creating torque. Since it is clockwise, you can take this anti-clockwise to be negative and clockwise to be positive. Mg sine alpha times r, that is equal to 0. So from this we get tan alpha will come out to be mb by small mg. So where capital M is magnetic moment, and we have the formula of magnetic moment, which is I times of pi r square. Just substitute, you will get the answer, which is I pi r square b divided by mgr. So even though it's not clear whether the angle is asked with the vertical or horizontal, but this is what asked in the question, whether it could be with horizontal as well as vertical. With this vertical, if it will become cot alpha to be this much, and anyway, that only we'll know when the paper comes out. So let's go for the next question. Hope you understood this one. Okay. So even in this question, the data, it's not exactly clear. Whatever the information that we have this thing on the board. I'll explain the information first. So there is a ring. The ring could be in the vertical plane as well as in the horizontal plane. But here we have assumed this to be in the horizontal plane. Most probably that would have been the question. So if the ring is in horizontal plane and one charge is fixed, the charge is having q and mass is m, and but other charge is diametrically opposite side of the ring, but this charge is constrained to move along the circumference of the ring. So it can only slide on the ring, it cannot go in any other direction. And this particular charge, which is able to move, which is free to move, has been displaced little bit, and they are asking us to calculate the omega square. It's not mentioned, but they are asking us to calculate the time period or the angular frequency of oscillation. Okay, so the charge q has been displaced slightly. Let's assume this angle to be theta. Now the charge q is somewhere here. The theta is so small, you can assume it to be 0. Now what I am doing, you join these two charged particles because our force is going to be along this line. And again, don't forget, this is In the case of horizontal planes, no mg, nothing is present here. So this is force F. Now if this is theta, this angle will come out to be theta by 2, and even this is theta by 2, because this is an isosceles triangle r comma r, and you can, this is 180 minus theta, this will be theta by 2, and this will be theta by 2. And this distance is 2r cos theta by 2 from the triangle. This is r, you can take r cos theta by 2 and r cos theta by 2, which is 2r cos theta by 2. But what I am doing is, this 2r cos theta by 2, since theta is so small, we can almost assume it to be 2r. So that force whatever we are getting, I can simply write k q square, that is Coulomb's law, divided by distance whole square. So that's the only force other than the force from the ring. And as you know, the force from the ring will be always towards the normal, so don't even think about the normal forces of the ring. So only this force can provide torque or balancing force for this charge particle. What I am doing is I am trying to resolve this into two components. So this is alpha by 2, so this component, this is theta by 2, this component comes out to be f sine theta by 2. You can extend this radial line, so this is theta by 2. The force is f sine theta by 2, which is tangential. So what is the restoring torque? So restoring torque comes out to be f sine theta by 2 into distance r, perpendicular distance r, and f is k q square divided by 4r square into r. Now we know that theta is so small, sine theta can be assumed to be theta. So that means I am replacing this sine theta by 2 with simply theta by 2. That's a torque. And we know that net torque, this is equal to I alpha. I is mr square because it's a point mass into alpha. So you can cancel this r square, this will become, alpha becomes k q square divided by 8 r cube times m, which is alpha proportional to theta. As you know that restoring torque is anti-clockwise and theta is clockwise, both are in opposite sense, and it's an SHM. So in SHM we know that alpha can be replaced as omega square theta, you can cancel this theta and theta, so the omega square value comes out to be k q square by 8 r cube m. So this is what asked in the question. So let's go back to this. Yeah. So there is a satellite whose time period is given as t0 and the radius of the orbit is also mentioned, and there is an additional potential energy which has been switched on maybe, and suddenly the time period got changed to t1. Now we are going to calculate this value of t1 square minus t0 square by t1 square. So what I am going to do is, let's divide this into two parts. Initially there was only one force, and this force is most probably gravitational force. Let's call it as F0. So I can write F0 is equal to m omega square r0. And what is omega? Omega can be written as 2 pi by time period. This will become 4 pi square divided by t0 square into r0. When the new force comes, this will become F0 plus F1. What is this F1? F1 is a new force, central force, which is being switched on somehow. So F0 plus M1 comes out to be m times of 4 pi square divided by t1 square times r0. So these are the two scenarios. This is the initial scenario and this is the final scenario. Two equations we got, one is t1 square, other is t0 square. Subtract these two equations, this minus this, 2 minus 1, what you will get? It comes out to be F1. F1 comes out to be m times of 4 pi square r0 into 1 by t1 square minus 1 by t0 square. That's the value of F1 when you subtract second equation minus first equation. This is first equation and this is second equation. Do 2 minus 1, you are going to get this. Okay, and it's clear that m into 4 by r naught square from the first equation, m into 4 pi r square r naught can be written as f naught into t naught square. So this is f1 equal to f naught into t naught square, which is t naught square minus t1 square divided by t1 square t naught square. So you can cancel this t naught square and t naught square. So the answer is f1 divided by f naught. So this is the value of whatever they are asking, t naught square minus t1 square by t1 square. So what is f1 and f naught? F1 is most probably, it's a gravitational force. So this could be the gravitational force g m1 m2 divided by r naught square. Now what about f2? So f2 is very simple. Whenever you have a potential energy, to get force you have to differentiate it. And what is the relation for that? Minus dou u divided by dou r. So when you differentiate this potential energy with respect to r, it comes out to be 3k alpha divided by r power 4. So that's the values of f1 and f2. If you can substitute, you'll get the value of whatever they're asking. Okay, so the next questions will be discussed by the next teacher. Hope you understood this.
So hello students. So now we have to discuss this question, which is based on a simple projectile, okay, in which we are mixing the simple projectile motion with relative motion, right? Over here they gave us that, okay, two particles are there being projected with velocity v0 and v1 at an angle theta naught and theta 1 respectively. Now over here we have to calculate the ratio of T1 is to T2. Now what is T1 and what is T2? T1 is the time of collision of these particles when the value of theta 1 and theta 2 was 45 degree and 45 degree. Okay. While in the second case, when the angle becomes 60 degree and 30 degree, at that time what is the angle of, what is the time of collision? That is T2. So we have to find these ratios only. So let's start. We know that for the two particles projected simultaneously to collide, the condition is that their vertical velocity should be same. The component of the velocity in the vertical direction, that is v naught sine theta naught, and here v1 sine theta 1, here it was theta naught, it should be same. So in first case, when we are taking that time of collision is T1, at that time v0 sine theta naught should be equal to v1 sine theta 1. From here, as theta naught and theta 1 both are same, 45 degree and 45 degree, so v0 sine 45 should be equal to v1 sine 45. So from here we will get v0 equal to v1. This is the condition. Now if this distance is x, then from relative motion we can say that for them the time taken to collide is t1, which is given by, in this direction the component will be first distance by relative velocity, and the relative velocity will be v0 cos theta naught plus v1 cos theta 1, v0 cos theta naught plus v1 cos theta 1. Now as both of them are same, so here I can write it x upon 2 v0 cos, and theta naught or theta 1 is 45 degree here. So 45 will be 1 upon root 2. So it will give you x upon root 2 V naught. This is first time T1. Now similarly, for second case, for T2, the angle is this one. Now here remember, they didn't say that, okay, what is the value of velocity, they are changing or not. So we will have to assume, obviously the velocity value can change, but we have to assume that, okay, velocity is V0 and V1. Now, in the first case, what was the value of V0 and V1? It is not necessary that it will be same here. But whatever be the value, we have to identify in that form. So here, for T2, what can be done? Again the same thing, that is V0 sine theta naught should be equal to V1 sine theta 1. Now in this case, 60 degree and 30 degree is there. So V0 sine 60 should be equal to V1 sine 30. Root 3 upon 2 and 1 upon 2, it will get cancelled. So root 3 V0 will come equal to V1. Okay. Now time to collide is T2. We will use this data like we used here in the same way. So here time to collide T2 is equal to, again the distance and the relative velocity in the horizontal direction. So x upon net velocity in the horizontal direction will be V0 cos theta naught plus V1 cos theta 1. So over here, x upon V0 into cos theta naught is 60 degree, that is root 3 upon 2 plus V1 is, over here, can I write root 3 V0 at that place? So root 3 V0, okay, just a minute, here it was 60 degree, so it will be, it was cos 60, so obviously the value will be 1 upon 2 and V0 into cos 30 is root 3 upon 2. Root 3 into root 3, that is 3 plus 1, 4 upon 2, that is x upon 2 V0. So this is the value coming for T2. Now we have to find the ratio of T1 is to T2. So first T1 is to T2. T1 is to T2 will be x upon root 2 V0 upon x upon 2 V0. X upon V0 will get cancelled and it will come root 2. So T1 upon T2 whole square is equal to 2. So probably it was a integer type question. So here, if it is an integer type question, then it is root 2. Okay. So that is the value. Actually, we don't know that, okay, what is the proper question, it is integer type, because these all questions are memory based, but if obviously it's coming integer, so we can guess that, okay, might be it is a integer type. All right. So that is the value. So now going to the next question. Okay. Now here, this question is related with the flux. Like here, we have to find the flux through the curved surface, as we have done these questions lots of time, that okay, if the cylinder is there, some charge is there at the center or somewhere, and then theta 1, theta 2. So this question is based on the concept of solid angle. So I hope you remember that, okay, if this vertex angle is theta, then solid angle is given by like 2 pi into 1 minus cos theta, like this, you remember it. So I am directly going to the solution part. So here, total flux due to this charge Q is Q upon epsilon naught. So to find the flux through the curved surface will be Q upon epsilon naught minus flux through these flat surfaces. That is a simple scenario. Over here, they are asking the value of n. They gave two conditions. First case, when this angle was 30 degree, and in that case the flux was phi. Consider that that is phi. And in the second case, when this angle becomes 60 degree, in that case, what will be the value of flux in the form of phi? So we have done these questions in different format in our classes also lots of time, that find the flux through the curved surface, but here they are asking the same thing, just they changed a format a bit so that it should become an integer type question. Okay, so let's see that how to find this one. So first case, I am finding the value of phi. So in first case, how to find the value of phi? So phi will be q upon epsilon naught, that is total flux through that charge, minus flux through the flat surface area. Two flat surfaces are there, so 2 times q by 2 into 1 minus, sorry, q by 2 epsilon naught into 1 minus cos this vertex angle, that is in first case it is 30 degree when the flux was phi. Now this 2 is getting cancelled. Q by epsilon naught, when you are taking common, then 1 minus 1 is becoming 0 and minus minus plus. So it is becoming q by epsilon naught into cos 30, and cos 30 is root 3 upon 2. This is the value of phi. Now case 2, when this angle becomes 60 degree, the value will be same. Phi, let it be phi dash. So q by epsilon naught minus this value will be also same. This value will be same due to the flux due to the whole charge. This value will also be same, only this 30 degree will become 60 degree. So q by 2 epsilon naught into 1 minus cos 60. Again the same thing, 2 will get cancelled, q by epsilon naught will come out. So obviously while solving it will not do too many calculations here. While explaining I am just doing that thing, so you can directly subtract it. So finally it will become q by epsilon naught into 1 upon 2. Okay, now over here phi dash can be written as, see, in the form of phi, can I get q by epsilon naught equal to q by epsilon naught, from this one I can write phi into 2 upon root 3 into this 1 upon 2 is there, so phi upon root 3. Now they said that this phi dash is equal to what? Phi upon under root n. So obviously here if we will compare that, then we will get n is equal to 3. So here again it is an integer type questions. So like this we can get the answer. So these were just memory based questions. Now we will give the detailed solution of physics later. Now we are going to start the math part. So let's continue with the math. All right.
So, in continuation of the solution of the physics live solution, as you are aware, resonance is known for giving the live solutions. So we are getting the questions from the students, and then we are coming over here. So that will be beneficial for students who has just appeared in the examinations, and the students who is going to appear in the next year or next to next year. They'll get the idea that how the questions are here. Now one question is here, a long in wire. Just a infinitely long wire located on the z-axis carries a current I along the plus z-axis, produces magnetic field B. To find out the B dot dl, from where to where? It's a minus root 3a comma a to aa0, that is this value. Now questions they are asking the find the value of n. Now let's draw this one. X-axis in this direction, draw the y-axis in this direction, and z-axis, it's a positive z. Let's take this is the current I. In the question they are asking B dot dl from where to where? Minus root 3a comma a and a comma a. It's a straight line. So that is minus root 3a comma a 0 to a comma 0, a and 0. So it's a what? It is a straight line. This question already we have discussed in our class lecture notes, and this question is already in our resonance module also. So here there are two ways to do this, solve these questions. First thing what we have discussed there, that one is the method of integration. By integration we can solve this question, and for the easy calculation directly we can do what? Just join this one. If you join this angle becomes how much? A comma a, so 45 degree, and this angle is root 3a comma a, that is a 60 degree. So integral B dot dl is equal to, in a closed loop, that is a mu inside. So if you make a complete closed lines, it's a mu into current I. Now what is the current parts available over here? That's, so I into how much angle is there? It's a 105 into 105 by 360 degree. So it's a, and that is value is given as, why it is given as negative? Reason being is, if the current is I over here, I into dl cross R, this is this way, and when we are going dl, so it's a obtuse angle. So B dot dl is negative. So we are not discussing that why it is means negative part. So that is value is given as mu naught I by 48 into n. So mu naught I cancel. 21 5 72 into n by 48. So this becomes 2 3 n is equal to 7 degree. Mu naught ni by 48. So it's a 21 72 degree n by 48 into 2. That's n equal to how much? 14 is the answer. This is the one method. Second method, what we can do, because this is the infinite wire, so we can find out the magnetic field over here. This angle is obtuse angle, so with the integration also we can do from here to here. That is, this they have given from here to here. So this we can find out the by integration method also. But for this question, this is the easiest method to solve this question. Coming on the next question. Again, the easy question of the dimensions. We are always telling that don't ignore the dimension part, error part, and the easiest question we are getting from these chapters. Now see, again they have given, this charge is given. Electron power alpha, then epsilon naught, that is a beta, Planck's constant, that is the gamma, and speed, so delta gamma. This they have given, and they have asked the relation, means alpha, beta, gamma. So, and in the question they have given that this is the dimensionless. So dimensionless means what? M power 0, L power 0, T power 0, that's there. Now this is the charge. So let's take the charge is equal, what we can write? Ampere into time, here A also 0. In case of epsilon naught, what we know, F is equal to Q into electric field, and what is the electric field? 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught into Q by R square. So what is the epsilon naught? It's a Q square upon 4 pi R square. Q square by 4 pi R square. So in this, what we can write? This is there. Now H, as we know, E is equal to what? Hc by lambda. E is equal to Hc by lambda, energy. So what here, what we can write? Energy into lambda by c, that is the speed of light. That's equal to what? H. So here energy is what? Joule into lambda is length by length per second. So joule into time. And what is the joule? It's a energy. Joule is what? It's a energy. Energy equal to force into length. So what we can write here? H is equal to force. That is the force mLT power minus 2. That is the joule into time is T. So H is equal to mLT power minus 1. Now speed of light, that's what? LT power minus 1, that is a C. Now put it over here. What we can put? E, that's a AT power alpha. 1 epsilon naught is there. Here what we can write? AT square by L square. So A square T square by L square power beta into H, that is a Planck constant. It's what? Joule into time, and joule is what? Force into displacement. So mLT power minus 2, mLT power minus 2 into length, that is a joule. So ml square T power minus 2 into T also. So it becomes what? M L square T power minus 1. So M L square T power minus 1 into gamma into LT power minus 1, that's a delta there. And that's equal to how much? That's a 0. So if I'm erasing over here, just so just keep it, just m equal to 0, L equal to 0, T equal to 0. The simple thing is there. So this types of question you can ask it. It's not. It's an easy question is there for the advanced division. Now here, what we can write? If you take all together, it's a power alpha, a power 2 beta. So alpha plus 2 beta, anywhere more a not. So into what is the t? T power alpha. Then here t power 2 beta, so plus 2 beta. Here t power minus gamma, and delta. How much delta is there? Here one more, t power minus delta. Now which one is remaining? A done. Now L is there. L power minus 2 beta. Here L equal to plus 2 gamma. And here L power minus 1. And that is equal to how much? It's a 0. So from here what we can write? Alpha plus 2 beta equal to 0. One relation what we can write over here? This alpha plus 2 beta plus minus gamma minus delta minus delta, that's equal to 0. Length what we can write? Minus 2 beta plus 2 gamma minus delta, that's equal to 0. Solving this equation we'll get the relation. So this types of question we can expect only, it's the easiest question. This is the JEE mains category of question this is. So I hope so all the students of the resonance and the other students also have done this question. Now I request Abhishek sir, please continue sir.
Okay. Hello, dear students. Very good evening. My name is Abhishek Kumar Maurya, and now we are going to discuss the chemistry questions. Okay. So here we go. The next question. The question number 1. So this question is already given in your resonance material also. Okay. So here we have what? L glucose is given. Okay. So L glucose is doing reaction with what? Hydrogen iodide and heat, and in the next step it is doing reaction with what? Cr2O3 at 775 Kelvin temperature and this much pressure. Okay, so we know this HI is what? This is strong reducing agent, right? This is what? Strong reducing agent. So what it does? It reduces alcohol, aldehyde, carbonyl, acid, all these functional group, many other also, into what? Alkanes without changing the structural unit, right? Means whatever the structure connectivity is there, they will be written as it is, just it reduces all the functional group which I have named over here. So in L glucose, what are the functional group? OH, and there is what? Aldehyde. Okay, no need to draw the structure. If you want to draw the structure, this is what? This is what? D glucose. Right? You can take mirror image of this one. Okay, this is what? D glucose. And if you will take mirror image, what will get? L glucose. Right? Okay. So if I do the reaction of this L glucose which we get this one. Okay, this is what L-glucose. If we do the reaction of this one with what? HI, this is strongest reducing agent. So this will convert all this into what? Alkanes, right? Without changing the structural unit. So how many carbon do we have here? 6 carbon atom. So after reaction with HI, after reaction with what? HI, what will get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Normal hexane. Because here all the carbon atom are attached in a straight chain. Understood? Now, in the next step, we have what? Cr2O3 heat. Okay. So what it does? It does the aromatization reactions, right? So this normal hexane will convert into what? Benzene ring. Okay. So what is P over here? P is benzene. Okay. Now from P, the reaction is happening with what? Cl2 excess with sunlight, in presence of sunlight. So what will I get? Benzene hexachloride. This is a free radical reactions. Okay. So the correct answer will be A. Correct answer will be A. So I hope all of you have done this correct. So moving on the next one. Okay. So here we have these questions. These questions already came in the last year also, last JEE-Adv also. Okay. So it's a repeated one, but they have added some extra informations here. And with respect to that byproduct, this is we know this is the method of preparation of phenol from cumene, right? So the byproduct is what? Acetone. We all know how this reaction proceed. So this is here cumene, and with O2 sunlight, what will I get? This one, okay, as the intermediate. And next, what will I get? Phenol plus, what is the byproduct? So byproduct is acetone, CS3CO CS3. Okay, so this is B. This is what? B. So here in options we have only 2 options. There is C also, D also, but we got only these 2 options. So we'll work according to this one. So the first option is saying what? Okay, this B is reacting with what? CaOH whole twice Cl2. Okay, calcium hydroxide and chlorine. This is what students has given the options, and according to them, memory based. So this is what? Haloform reagent, right? What is the reagent? NaOH plus Cl2. We can take this also, base CaOH whole twice and Cl2, right? So it's a haloform reactions. Why? Because acetones, here we are having what? 3 alpha hydrogen. 3 alpha hydrogen. So when it does the reactions, what happens? What happen? So we know the 3 alpha hydrogen, that will form what? That will form what? Wait. Okay. Chloroform. If it is chlorine, then chloroform. It is bromine, then bromoform. If it is iodine, then iodoform. And the remaining portions form what? Acid salt. Okay. So CS3CO O minus, cation is what? Sorry. Okay. So twice of what? Ca, right? So next, let's see what are the next options. So in A, we are getting what? Chloroform. Okay, here we got what? Chloroform. Now in B options, it is saying what? Ki this acetone will react with what? Lithium aluminum hydride, which is what? Reducing reagent, right? This will reduce this acetone into what? Alcohol. Okay, which is what? Isopropyl alcohol. Okay, guys. So moving on the next questions. So next questions will be taken by Srinivas sir. Come, sir.
Hello students, now I am going to discuss this question, right? Right, what is the question? According to Bohr's model, highest kinetic energy is associated with electron in the, right? So, as you know that kinetic energy is equals to minus total energy, that is equals to what? Plus 13.6 into z square by n square. First check the first option. First orbit of helium plus ion, n is equals to 1 and z is equals to 2. Then kinetic energy of first option 13.6 into 4 by 1. Okay, and for second option, you take in the second option, second orbit of Li plus 2, n is equals to 2 and z is equals to 3. Kinetic energy for the second option, what is that? 13.6 into z is 9 by 4. It is less than first option. Next you can take first orbit of hydrogen atom, it is always 13.6. Okay, it is very lesser than first option. So first option is not first option when compared with the second option, this is not the option, this is the not the option. And the next one, second orbit of helium plus 2, then kinetic energy is equals to 13.6 into 4 by 4. This is also not option. So correct option is highest kinetic energy is associated with what? First orbit of helium plus. So first option is correct option, right? Next question, right? So they asked this question, what is the structure of aspartame? This is the structure. Let's see. Next question. Right. At room temperature, disproportion of an aqueous solution of in situ generated nitrous acid gives species. Right. HNO2 undergoes the disproportionation. Due to the oxidation, it gives the NO3 minus. Due to the reduction, it gives the NO. Along with this, we get the what? H3O plus. So these are the species we get by the disproportionation of nitrous acid. HNO2 gives NO3 minus and NO and H3O plus is the correct option, right? This is the answer for the question number 5. Next, right, how many of the following molecules follows the octet rule? Right, if you take the NO2, here we have 5 valency electrons, here 2 into 6. 17 valency electrons, odd number of electrons are there, so that it does not get the octet, it does not follows the octet configuration. When you write the Lewis dot structure, here you get 6 electrons, here you get 8, here you get odd number of electrons, here you get the odd number of electrons, right? So this does not follows the octet rule. It is the odd number electron species. This is the one of the exception from the octet rule. Next one, N1, sorry. N1 also not follows the octet rule, as it having the NO 5 plus 6 is equals to 11 electron. Odd number of electrons are there, so it does not follows the octet rule. And BCl3, in the BCl3 when you write the Lewis dot structure, you get the 6 electrons only around the central atom. So it also not follows the octet rule. This one not follows the octet rule. Second option not follows the octet rule, and third one also not follows the octet rule. Next one, you can take the CO2, right, when you write the Lewis dot structure. Right. Right, CO2, here we have the, this is the Lewis dot structure. Every atom having the what octet, it follows the octet rule. This one follows the octet rule. C2H4 also follows the octet rule. Okay, C2H4 follows the octet rule. And we have the H2SO4. H2SO4 also follows the octet rule. And HCl also follows the octet rule. This is the correct option, this is the correct option, this is the correct options. So these are the NO2, NO, BCl3 not follows the octet rule, right? Next question, If X and Y, two solutes of same weight, dissolved W grams of water, solvent is same, and Mx equals to 4 by 5 My, and Ix equals to 1.2 Iy. Find delta Txb by delta Tyb, right? Delta Tx B delta Tyb, right? I into Kb into M I1 Ix Mx, right? Iy into, right, see here, Iy into Kb into molality y. Kb get cancelled, right? Ix they given, what is the value they given? 1.2 Iy, right? It is Iy. Molality is equals to weight by Mx into 1000 by weight of solvent by Wy My into 1000 by weight of solvent in grams. This one get cancelled, okay, and they given same weight, okay. W get cancelled, then what you get? Delta Tx B by Tyb is equals to what? 1. Iy get cancelled, 1.2 My by Mx, but they mentioned Mx 1.2 into My, Mx equals to 4 by 5 My get cancelled. So answer will be 1.2, 5 by 4, 6 by 4. Okay, that is the answer we get. 6 by 4 is the correct answer for the question number 7. Okay, write all Vesper theory hybridization number of lone pairs you have to calculate. Xenon tetrafluoride, xenon 8th group element, right? Take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? Right? Okay, and here we have F, and F, xenon F4. This is one lone pair, this is one lone pair. How many lone pairs are there? 2 lone pairs are there. 3 bond pairs, 4 bond pairs are there. Right? For the first option, what is the correct one? 3 lone pairs are the correct one. Next one, you can take xenon F2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Fluorine. Here we have one lone pair, one lone pair, one lone pair. How many lone pairs are there? 3 lone pairs. Sorry, here. Here we have the 2 lone pairs. Here we have the 3 lone pairs. And xenon tetraoxide, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Double bond O, double bond O, double bond O. How many lone pairs are there here? 1 lone pair. Okay, here 0 lone pairs. ICl3, it is the 7th group element. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Cl. How many lone pairs are there? Here also we have the 2 lone pairs. Okay. So see here, xenon tetrafluoride 2 lone pairs, xenon difluoride 3 lone pairs, xenon trioxide 1 lone pair, xenon trioxidifluoride 0 lone pairs, ICl3 having the 2 lone pairs. Match the answers accordingly. Okay, K3FeCN taken 6 treated with Ki. Okay, then what happened? Here what we get? K4 potassium ferricyanide gives the potassium ferrocyanide. Then along with this one we get the Ki3, which appears in what color? Brown color. And this one treated with zinc sulfate, what you get? K2Zn FeCN taken 6 we get. It appears in bluish white color. So correct answer is bluish white color is the answer. So potassium ferricyanide, when treated with Ki, we get the potassium ferrocyanide. Then treated with zinc sulfate, then we get the bluish white color. Right? That is the correct answer. Right? Next one, see here, benzene treated with concentrated HNO3, H2SO4, what you get? No, nitrobenzene you get. Nitrobenzene. Treated with SN plus HCl, Stephen reaction, what you get? Aniline. Okay. After that diazotization, HNO2, then diazonium salt you get. Okay, then boiled with H2O, then you get the phenol. Okay, right? So for the first option, answer is phenol. Okay, second one, what is the second one? See here. Right, phenol they given. Phenol, okay. Phenol they given treated with concentrated H2SO4. Concentrated H2SO4, they given excess. See here, this is the plus M group and ring activating group, ortho para director. Then you get the OH, SO3H. We can substitute here ortho position and para position. Then treated with nitration, concentrated HNO3 followed by the H2SO4. Then you get the picric acid. This you get the picric acid. So for this, what is the correct option? This one is the correct option. Okay, next one. Okay, third option, third one. Here they taken nitrobenzene treated with SN plus HCl. What you get? Aniline. Stephen reaction. Treated with HNO2 diazotization, diazonium salt you get. Okay. Treated with H3PO2. Actually, it's not H3PO4. Okay, then what you get? Benzene you get. Okay, for this option, what is the answer? This is the answer. For this one, what is the option? A is the option. Right? This is about chemistry. Next, maths will be continued. Right? Stay tuned. Thank you. Question is okay. Hello dear student,
Now we'll discuss maths portion. Myself, CRC sir, mathematics department from Resonance, Hyderabad. So first we'll discuss maths portion. All the questions are memory based questions. So start with first question. So in this question, what is given? So first information is given about function. Function is defined from 0 to pi by 2, and its codomain is defined for 0 to 1, and function fx is given as sine square x, and one more function is defined 0 to pi by 2 to 0 to infinity. Okay, and about gx function, this is gx function. This information is given. What we have to solve? We have to solve value of 16 upon pi cube and this integral. Okay, so how to solve this question? So we can consider in this way: 16 upon pi cube. We can consider this one as I. So 16 upon pi cube, and integration 0 to pi by 2. What is fx function? Fx function is sine square x. Replace. So this is sine square x into what is gx? Gx is square root of pi by 2 into x minus x square. So we can take x common. If we take x common, then remaining part is nothing but pi by 2 minus x dot dx. Okay, now here limit is 0 to pi by 2. So we can use properties of integration. What property we can use? We can use property integral a to b fx dot dx equal to integration a to b f of a plus b minus x dot dx. This King's property we can use. Okay, what will happen if we use? It is equal to pi upon 16 upon pi cube integral 0 to pi by 2. This one will become sine square pi by 2 minus x. Okay, square root of, if we replace x with pi by 2 minus x, then this one will become pi by 2 minus x, and this part is pi by 2 minus x. It will become x dot dx. We can consider this one as equation 1, and next, okay, now we'll proceed with the second equation. Second equation is 0 to pi by 2. This one will become cos square x. Second part remains same, x into pi by 2 minus x. Okay, this is also I. Okay, say this is equation number 2. Okay, now we'll add equation 1 and 2. So add equation 1 and 2. If we add equation 1 and 2, 2i is equal to integration 0 to pi by 2. Okay, this part is same in both the equations. So we can say this is nothing but sine square x plus cos square x into this part same. This is nothing but pi by 2 into x minus x square dot dx. We know sine square x plus cos square x will become 1. Okay, so this is 1. So 2i is equal to 16 upon pi cube is also there. 16 upon pi cube. 16 upon pi cube. Okay, so this is nothing but 16 upon pi cube. This is 1. So this is integral 0 to pi by 2, and this is root over pi x by 2 minus x square dot dx. Okay, now can I consider this part as y? If I consider this part as y, and then what is y square? Y square is nothing but pi x by 2 minus x square. So this is nothing but equation of circle. Okay, this is equation of circle. X square plus y square minus pi x by 2 equal to 0. So what is the center of this circle? If we compare with x square plus y square plus 2gx plus 2fy plus c, then we will get a center as pi by 4 comma 0. And what about radius? Radius is nothing but pi by 4. Okay, now what we have to solve? Integral 0 to pi by 2. Okay, now we can draw this. This is nothing but semicircle. This point is center. Center is pi by 4 comma 0. This point is nothing but 0 comma 0, and this point is pi by 2 comma 0. what we have to solve? Integral 0 to pi by 2, square root is there, means only above portion will be there. So this region we have to solve. This is area of semicircle. Okay, so what is the area of the semicircle? 1 by 2 pi r square. What is r? Pi by 4 square. So what will happen when we solve this one? This is nothing but pi cube divided by, this is 16 and this is 32. Okay, now substitute this value here, we'll get our answer. So this is nothing but I equal to 1 by 2 times pi upon 16 cube into this value. This value is pi cube divided by 32. Okay, now when we solve, pi cube cancel out, this is cancel out, what we will get? 1 by 4. So this is the value of this question. Now next question. Okay, now we'll solve this question. Okay, so what is given in this question? We have to again solve integral 2 times 0 to pi by 2 fx into gx minus 0 to pi by 2 into gx. In these two, limit is same, we can take gx common. What will happen if we take gx common? It will become 0 to pi by 2. This is 2 times fx minus 1 into gx. Okay, dot dx. Now replace value of fx and gx. 0 to pi by 2. What is fx? Sin square x. So it will become 2 sin square x minus 1. And what is gx? Gx is same function. Root over pi by 2 x minus x square dot dx. This is 2 sin square x minus 1. And we know formula cos 2x is nothing but 1 minus 2 sin square x. 1 minute. This is nothing but 1 minus 2 sin square x. So what is this value? This is minus cos 2x. We can replace this value. Okay, what will happen? This is I equal to minus cos, sorry, this is 0 to pi by 2. This is minus cos 2x into root over pi by 2 into x minus x square dot dx. Now again we can use property 5 in this. So when we use property, what will happen? I is equal to, say this is equation 1, again use property, then it will become 0 to pi by 2. This is nothing but cos 2 times pi by 2 minus x. Okay, when we substitute value here, this part will remain same, we already checked, pi by 2 into x minus x square dot dx. 1 minute. This part is dot dx. Okay, now what will happen when we solve this part? This is cos pi minus 2x. Cos pi minus theta is cos x, so minus of cos x, minus and minus will become plus, so it is 0 to pi by 2 cos 2x, and this part remain same, pi x divided by 2 minus x square dot dx. Okay, now add equation 1 and 2. What will happen when we add equation 1 and 2? 2i is equal to 0. So what is I? I is equal to 0. So this is first solution of first two questions. Now next questions will continued by our next faculty, Kamlesh sir.
Which is next one? This one? Next one. Okay, okay. Okay, hello students. Let's see the next question. This is based on vector equation. Two vectors are given, vector P and vector Q. Okay, and with the help of this vector equation we have to find the value of gamma. Okay, so given equation is 15I plus 10j plus 6k equals to alpha times 2p plus q plus beta times p minus 2q plus gamma into p cross q. Okay, so if you simplify this step, then 15I plus 10j plus 6k equals to 2 alpha plus beta into p vector plus alpha minus 2 beta into q vector plus gamma into p cross q. Okay, so first of all find p cross q because we need that value. Okay, let me calculate p cross q here. So that will be I j k, then 2 1 3 2 1 3 and 1 minus 1 1 1 minus 1 and 1. Okay, so if you simplify, then you will get I into 1 plus, that is 4I, then minus j, and then 2 minus 3, so this is plus j, and then k, 2 minus 2 and minus 1 minus 3 k. Right, now we can substitute the value of p cross q there. So 15I plus 10j plus 6k, that is equals to 2 alpha plus beta into vector p, and vector p is given here. So 2I plus j plus 3k plus alpha minus 2 beta into q vector, that is I minus j plus k plus gamma into p cross q. We got it as a 4I plus j minus 3k. Okay, now try to write it as a coefficient of I, j and k, and then compare coefficient of I, j, k. Then you will get relation in alpha, beta and gamma. So 15I plus 10j plus 6k. Okay, so you will get equation like I then j then k. So if you compare these coefficients, you will get 3 linear equation, that is 5 alpha plus 4 gamma equals to 15, then alpha plus 3 beta plus gamma is 10, then 7 alpha plus beta minus 3 gamma equals to 6. Now we can solve these 3 equations for alpha, beta and gamma. Then you will get value of gamma as 2, and that is the answer for this question. Okay, let's see next question. Okay, let's see next question. Okay, this question is based on inverse trigonometric function, and that is subtopic is interconversion. Okay, so let's find it. Okay, so first change sine inverse and cos inverse in terms of tan inverse. So we can take the help of this right angle triangle. This is 3 by 5, so that will be 4, and for cos inverse, let's say 2, then root 5, so that will be 1. Right, so we can write tan of tan inverse 3 by 4, then minus 2 times, that will be tan inverse 1 by 2. Okay, so tan of, now we can use the formula of tan inverse A minus tan inverse B. So you will get tan inverse. Okay, before that we should simplify this one. So that is tan inverse 2 times 1 by 2 divided by 1 minus 1 by 2 square. we are using this formula, 2 tan inverse x equals to 2 tan inverse 2x divided by 1 minus x square. So 2 cancel. So we are getting tan of tan inverse 3 by 4 minus, if you simplify it, I think you will get tan inverse 4 by 3. So what we are getting, tan inverse x minus tan inverse y, then tan of, we can use the formula of tan inverse x minus tan inverse y. So that will be tan inverse 3 by 4 minus 4 by 3 divided by 1 plus 3 by 4 into 4 by 3, that is 1. So we are getting tan of tan inverse, if you simplify, then 9 minus 16 minus 7 by 12 into 2, that is minus 7 by 24. And we know that tan of tan inverse x is x, so directly we can write minus 7 by 24. That will be the answer. Okay, so next question will be explained by Bharat sir. Okay sir. Next diagram.
So hello student, I hope your exam went well. So just moving on the next question. The next question is based on the limit question. So we know already there are the 7 indeterminate forms of the limit, and we have to check which indeterminate form it is, right? First. So let us move on the question. It is given limit extending to 0 sin kx, right? Plus cos x plus x whole power 2 by x equal to e to the power of 6. I have to find the value of k. So let us see how to find the value of k. First we have to check which indeterminate form it is. There are 7 indeterminate form, you already know. So let us move on the particular number. If I put x equal to 0, what is the sin 0? It is going to be 0, right? So sin 0, 0, we will get this particular value as 0. Cos 0, 1 plus 0 whole power infinity. So I can say this is nothing but the 1 to power infinity form, right? Where 1 is approximate 1, not the exact one. So we already know how to solve the questions of fx equal to fx to power gx, which is based on 1 to power infinity. As we already know, what is the formula? Limit extended to 0 plus f of x minus 1. If this is f of x, power is g of x. So we will get f of x minus 1 into g of x, right? That is given as to the power of e to the power of x. Which formula I use? I use e to the power of fx to power gx can be written as, when the limit is extended to 0, e to the power of limit extended to 0 f of x minus 1 into g of x, right? So what we will get? 2 will come outside, right? That particular value. I will get sine of kx plus cos x plus x minus u upon x. If I put x equal to 0 again, I will get this particular value as 0, this particular value as 1, 1 minus 1, that is 0. I will get again 0 by 0 form, right? So can I use the L'Hopital rule? What L'Hopital rule says that we have to differentiate the numerator as well as the denominator according to L'Hopital rule. So tell me the differentiation of sine kx. I already know sine differentiation is going to be cos x, but it looks like we have to apply the chain rule, right? So what is the differentiation of sine x? Cos x. Then again sine differentiation cos x, kx differentiation k, cos x differentiation minus sin x plus 1 minus 0 divided by 1. Now let us put x equal to 0 plus again. I will get cos 0, that is 1, again cos 0, that is also 1, into k minus sin 0, that is 0, plus 1. So what is the value we will get? E to power of 2 k plus 1 equal to e to power of 6. If I compare 2 times of k plus 1 equal to 6, from here I can say k will be going to be 2, right? So as expected, limit question will come. According to that, option number C will be correct, right? The value of k we got as 2. So we can also use the expansion, but L orbital rule we can apply and we will get the answer, right? So moving on to the next question. Okay, a function question. We have to find the number of the solution of fx. Fx equal to 0 is given, right? A function f belongs to R is defined by fx equal to some particular value is given. Find the number of solution, either solutions means there can be more than one solutions also in the particular relation, right? So if you see the particular quantity fx equal to sin x e to power of pi x, some particular value is given, that particular value is common in both the terms, right? So what can I do? I can take that particular value common. So f of x equal to, if I took this particular value common, I will get sin x plus 2, denominator is same in both the cases, into x to power 2023 plus 2024 divided by x square minus x plus 3. So this is the quantity we got. What this is, fx equal to 0, so we will took this as a 0 and we have to solve how many values of x it is going to be correct, right? So how to solve? As we already know sin x range, can you tell me the sin x range? Sin x range is minus 1 to 1 or not? If we add 2, so what is the range of sin x plus x? Sin x plus 2? That is going to be 1 to 3. So I can say the quantity is going to be positive. This particular quantity is going to be positive, right? E to power pi x is always positive, right? Exponential functions are always positive. I have to check this particular quadratic, right? What is the quadratic given? X square minus x plus 3. So to check this particular quadratic, first we have to find the discriminant. Tell me the discriminant. B square minus 4ac minus 1 square minus 4 into 1 into 3. I will get as minus 11. Discriminant is less than 0, right? Discriminant is negative. So can I say that the quantity is positive? Because graph is upward parabola. If you remember the nature of the graph, discriminant is less than 0, right? So I can say all these quantities are going to be positive. This particular quantity can be 0. So we will get the solution from this quantity only, right? If we will get the answer, we will get the answer by this only, right? Remaining will be eliminated because that are the positive quantity, that is never going to be 0. Now I have to check this is 0 or not. Of course, this is a polynomial equation which have the 2023 degree. So what we can do, I can assume this function is gx. One more function, g of x. So let us check this function is monotonic or not. If I differentiate this function, what do you have dash x? G dash x 2023 x to the power of 2022 plus 2024, right? Plus 0. So can I say that it is an even power, right? If it is an even power, whatever the quantity if I put, that quantity is always going to be positive or not? So that quantity is always going to be positive. It means function is monotonic increasing. If function is monotonic increasing, this have the odd power, graph will start from here, right? And it will go something like that. So how many points it cut the x-axis? Only 1 point, right? It means it have one real root, right? So they are asking the solution. What is solution? Solution is nothing but the distinct and real roots. So we will get the answer as 1, right? Number of solution, either solutions of fx equal to 0. We already got the, it is an increasing function. If it is an increasing function, it only cut only 1 point. So we can say on putting the value of some particular value alpha, we will get only one root. So I hope these questions you will get, right? And I hope that these questions you did correct in the paper, because these are the simple questions as expected. So moving on the next question, that is explained by the Prabhat sir. So
Okay, so we discuss the next question. That is what JEE Advanced asked today. That is limit t tending to x, t to the power 10, f of x minus x to the power 10, f of t divided by t power 9 minus x to the power 9 equal to 1. And they also gave the value f of 1 equal to 2. Then they are finding the value of fx. This question we have to find. Okay, so this is the general question where we have to first apply. This is actually reverse of the question of L'Hopital rules. So how to solve this question? See, the first what we did, we just apply L'Hopital rules and differentiate the numerator and denominator. Why? Because this is also 0 by 0. This is because at t tending to x, this will become 0. Numerator will become 0 as well as denominator will become 0. Okay. So if 0 by 0 form will be there, we can easily apply L'Hopital's rule. How to apply? See. So limit t tending to x, this will become at the function of, so this will become 10 minus x to the power 10 into f dash t divided by, this is constant, so this will become how much? 9 t to the power 8. Now at t tending to x, what happened here? This will become 10 x to the power, at limit if I apply the value t equal to x, so what happened? This is nothing but 10 x 9 f of x minus x to the power 10 f dash x is equal to 9 x to the power 8. Am I right? So what happened? Actually this will become, if just assume this is y, this is y dash, take just minus h common, so what happened? X power 10 f dash x minus 10 x to the power 9 f of x equal to 9 x to the power 8. If I divide both sides by x to the power 10, what I got? F dash x minus 10 x power 9, or simply we can say, if I divide both sides by, or simply if I divide both sides by x to the power 20. Why x to the power 20? So that this will become exact differentiation. Am I right? So see, if assume this is fx, this is gx. So how? This is g dash x into fx minus this is f dash x into gx upon f dash x whole square. Am I right? So we can write this is nothing but derivative of fx upon x to the power 10. Why? Because we can write this x power 20 as x power 10 whole square. Hope this is clear. So this will become derivative of fx upon x to the power 10. In the RHS what happened? 9 times of x to the power minus 12. Is it clear? Now multiply both sides and integrate this one. So this will become fx upon x to the power 10 is equal to 9. There integration x power minus 11. Yes or no? X power minus 11 upon minus 11 plus some constant c. Is it clear? Okay. So now once we simplify this one, so we got here fx equal to minus 9 by 11. This will become minus 9 power 10. So this will become plus 9 by 11. This is how much? X power minus 1 plus c times of x power 10. So what we are getting here? Fx equal to 9 by 11 x to the power minus 1 plus c times of x to the power 10. Now challenging part, we have to find the value of x to the power, we have to find the value of c constant, then we have to find the value of fx. How to find? They give f of 1. The f of 1, keep if f of 1, so what happened here? This will become f of 1 is equal to 9 by 11x plus c x to the power 10, which is nothing but this is equal to 2 c. So what is the value of c? C value is nothing but, if I subtract, this will become 13 by 11. Am I right? Am I right? So now once I solve, what we are getting here, this will become fx equal to 9 by 11 x plus 13 by 11. So we can say fx equal to 9 by 11 x power minus 1 plus 13 by 11 times of x power 10. Is it clear? So this is the solution for this question. Am I right? Okay. So we are moving to the next question. So this is again the question asked by JEE Advanced in the today paper. What they are given, if a equal to 3 root 2, b equal to 5 to the power 1 by 6 into root 6, then they again give 3x plus 2y equal to log a 18 to the, in base a 18 to the power 5 by 4 and 2x minus y log base b to the power root of 1080. Then they are asking the value of 4x plus 5y. This is the question. So if I am able to find the 3x plus 2y is equal to log, this will be nothing but 3 root 2 and this will be nothing but 18. As I know, this 5 by 4 will comes here because I know log x to the power alpha to the base beta is nothing but alpha times log x to the base beta. Can I write? Can I also write this will be 5 by 4, this will be 18 to the power 1 by 2, which is nothing but equal to 5 by 4 divided by 1 by 2 log 18 to the base 18. So this is nothing but how much? 5 to the, so this is nothing but 2, which result is 5 by 2. So from the first equation we can say 3x plus 2y is equal to how much? 5 by 2. Now try to find second equation. What they are given? 2x minus y is equal to log b. What is b? b is nothing but 5 1 by 6 into 6 to the power 1 by 2. Okay. Now they are asking 1080 power 1 by 2. I can write 1 by 2 as here. So now how could I write 1080 in terms of 5 and 6 so that we can find the value of this one. I can write this is nothing but 1080 is 6 cube into 5. We can write 1 by 2 log 6 cube log 6 cube into 5. This is nothing but 6 power 1 by 2, 5 1 by power 6. We can also write 1 by 2. This can be written as 6 1 by 2 into 5 1 by 6 power 6, because this will become 6 cube, this will become 5, and this is nothing but 6 1 by 2 and 5 1 by 6. Am I right? So after this what we can write? This 6 will jumps in front, so this will become 3 log 6 1 by 2 5 1 by 6. This will also become the same thing, which in short result will be 3. So this will be 3, this will be 5 by 2. So from this equation we can write 3x plus 2y is equal to 5 by 2, as well as we can also write 2x minus y is equal to 3. Now we try to, this is the two equation in two variable, what we have to solve. So how to solve? If I multiply this equation by 2, so this will become 3x plus 2y is equal to 5 by 2, and this will become 4x minus 2y is equal to 6. Clear? If I subtract, so this will become x. This is, if I add, this will become 7x, this will become 0, this will nothing but 12 plus 5 17 by 2, implies x is equal to 17 by 14. Once I got the value of x is 17 by 14, you replace any of the equation to get the value of y. How to find the value of y? Replace any of the equation. Suppose if I replace here, this will become 51 by 14. So this will become 51 by 14 plus 2y is equal to 5 by 2. After simplifying, the 2y is nothing but 5 by 2 minus 51 by 4. So this is in short. So once I am solving, we are getting, so if in the equation of 3x plus 2y is equal to 5 by 2, what we got the value of x? X is 17 by 14. So this will become 51 by 14. So this will become 5 by 2 minus, which is nothing but minus 16 by 14, which is equal to 2y. Implies y is equal to how much? Minus 8 by 14. So we got x equal to 17 by 14, y equal to minus 8 by 14, but they are asking the value of 4x plus 5y. The 4 times of how much? 17 by 14, and then minus 5 times of, because 8 by 14. In short, this will be how much? 68 by 14 minus 40 by 14, which is nothing but 28 by 14, which is nothing but 2. So final answer will be nothing but 2. Is it clear? So this is all about this question. Next question is,
Okay, so dear student, I am Maths faculty of Resonance Hyderabad. Now we are going to discuss these questions. Today came in JEE Advanced exam. Okay, so there you go. S is a set of those elements for R cross R, x greater than equal to 0, y greater than equal to 0, y square less than equal to 4x, y square less than equal to 12 minus 2x, and 3y plus root 8x less than equal to 5 root 8 if the area of the region S is equal to this one. So mainly we need to find the area bounded by the curve, area under the curve. Okay, so always you all know na that we first draw the diagram. Now here y square less than equal to 4x. So first I am drawing y square equal to 4x. This is your curve, y square equal to 4x. Next one is y square less than equal to 12 minus 2x. Okay, so again this parabola y square equal to 12, if you take minus 2 common, then you are getting x minus 6. It means vertex is 6 comma 0 and for a equal to 2. Okay, vertex is 6 comma 0. Suppose here we have 6 comma 0, and if you draw the parabola toward negative x-axis because of here minus sign. Okay, then next one is the line 3y plus root 8, 3y plus root 8 x less than equal to 5 root 8 inequality. If you draw the graph of 3y plus root 8x equal to 5 root 8, okay, then if you find the point of intersection with x-axis, just put y equal to 0. If you put y equal to 0, then x equal to 5. Okay, it means this line is passing through from here 5 comma 0. If you find this point of intersection of these two parabola, then just simply y square equal to minus 2x minus 6 and y square equal to 4x. We are going to put y square equal to 4x here. Then 4x equal to minus 2x minus 6. This thing I am doing to find the point of intersection. So here you are getting 6x equal to 12. So x equal to 2 we are getting. So for this point x is 2. Now if you put x equal to 2 either in this parabola or in this parabola, you will get y equal to 2 root 2. So this point is 2 comma 2 root 2. Acha, one more thing. Here also if you put 2 and 2 root 2, then 6 root 2, 2 into root 8, that is 4 root 8, 4 root 2, or total this 2 root 2 can be written as root 8. So 3 root 8 and 2 root 8, 5 root 8. And it is satisfying it. It means this line if you draw 3y plus root 8x equal to 5 root 8, it is passing through this point 2 comma 2 root 2. Okay, so this will be the line, just a minute, this will be the line. Okay, now here we need the region y square less than equal to 4x, s1 less than 0. It means that point lies inside this parabola, it means this side. For this line also 0 comma 0 satisfying it, 0 0 less than equal to 5 root 8, so toward origin. And for this parabola also s1 is less than 0, so inside this parabola. So finally you are getting this region, and I am not taking toward negative below the x-axis because x and y both are greater than equal to 0. It means you need region area of the first quadrant only. Okay, now from here if you drop the perpendicular, then we divide this one in two parts. One is the area of this region and other is the area of this region. Acha, by the way, this region is just triangle only. So for this one area will use 1 by 2 base. That base distance between here x is 2 na, so 5 minus 2 3, and height is this length, that is equal to 2 root 2. So if you simplify this one, what you are getting? You are getting 3 root 2. Area of the triangle part. Now we need area of this region. For that one what we use? Integration. So integration from 0 to 2. And what is the value of y here? For this parabola na, y equal to root over 4x. Can I write 2 root x into dx? Now 2 out, integration of root x is x power 3 by 2 by 3 by 2, that become 2 by 3. And here we have 0 comma 2. If you put x equal to 2 here, then it is 4 by 3, that is root 8, or you can write 2 root 2, and lower limit is the 0. Then here what we got? We got as 8 by 3 root 2. Okay. Now actually we need total area. So this area plus this area, it means both I need to add. I am just adding here only. So total area is equal to 8 by 3 root 2 and plus 3 root 2. If you take LCM 3, you are getting 9 plus 8, 17 root 2 by 3. Okay. So our answer is 17 root 2 by 3. So it means which one is the value of alpha? That is 17 by 3. Okay. Now coming to next questions. Okay, this one is a easy problem only. That is just simply directly you will get the answer within 30-second maximum. So f is a function r to r, g is a function r to 0 comma infinity, two continuous and differentiable function. They give here f of x plus y equal to fx plus fy. Now we all know this is the standard functional equation. In your ratio sheet also you have directly. So which function will be there? Fx equal to kx. Now they give f minus 3 by 5 equal to 12. So if you put x equal to minus 3 by 5, then this will be the 12 and it will be minus 3 by 5k. I just replace value of x equal to minus 3 by 12. So you are getting value of k, that is equal to minus 20. Okay. If k is minus 20, your function is minus 20x. Okay. Then next, our functional equation is g of x plus y equal to gx into gy. Again, what will be the function? This is also a standard result. G of x can be written as a power x, because a power x plus y can be written as a power x plus into a power y, na? That's why. Okay, so a power x, again to get the value of a, they give z minus 1 by 3 equal to 2. I am putting x equal to minus 1 by 3. So z minus 1 by 3 is 2 and a power minus 1 by 3. Okay, so what is the value of a we got? A is equal to, just raise the power 3 on both sides and you will get a equal to 8 power minus 1. Okay, so 8 power minus 1 or 1 by 8. So just simply a power x is 8 power minus x. So we got the fx, we got gx also. Now just come to the result. What we want? We just need value of f1 by 4 plus z of minus 2 and minus 8 and into z0. Okay, so let's put the value. If you put x equal to minus 1 by 4 here, then it is becoming minus 5. Now g minus 2, if you put x equal to minus 2, 8 power 2, that is 64 and minus 8 and g0, just put x equal to 0. By the way, a power 0 always be 1. Okay. Now if you simplify 64 minus 13, total we are getting 51. Okay. Okay, for the next question, sir is coming. Okay.
Hello, myself MD Mahfouz Alam, Resonance Hyderabad faculty at Chola campus. So now today's this one question from permutation and combinations. Okay, permutation combination, and now this one is simply on a group formation topic. I think most of the student cover this one question by using a principle of inclusion and exclusion. Okay, now given that suppose that x y z है ना कि there are 9 players है ना s1 s2 s9 3 teams है ना, suppose this one is x y and z. Okay, and now this one formed with size of 2 3 players है ना, this one is 2 and this one is 3 and now this one is 4 players. Okay, so now total number of ways how to arrange this. So total ways is 9 factorial divided by 2 factorial, 3 factorial and 4 factorial. Okay, so now after that this one is given that such that S1 is in team of X and S2 is not in the team of Y. Then by using principle of inclusion and exclusion, we consider a case. There are different cases. Now case first one, given S1 is in X. So now suppose this one is set A is what? Set A is what? 8 factorial divided by, okay, suppose x1, s1 already है ना, x, so now this one is 1 factorial divided by 3 factorial and 4 factorial. Okay, now case 2 is what? Given s2 is in y. Okay, s2 is in y, so now suppose this one is set b is equals to with 8 factorial divided by 2 factorial. So suppose s2, now remaining players is 2 factorial into 4 factorial. Okay, now third one case third of given s1 is in x and this one is S1 is in X and S2 is in Y. Okay, so now A intersection B na, so A intersection B is equal to what? So S1 is X and S2 in Y. So now total number of elements 7 factorial divided by 1 factorial into 2 factorial. Wait. S1 is in and X2 is in Y. So now total number of sorry, this one is group strength are same na, so now this one divided by 2 factorial and now you know that S1 S2 2 group are same na, so now this one is distribute into to any one of them. So now this one is multiplied by 2 factorial. Now third one case when S1 is in X and S2 is in Y. So now A intersection B is what? 7 factorial by 1 factorial and 2 factorial into 4 factorial. Got it? So now total number of ways what? So number of ways is what? Total minus of A plus of B and minus of A intersection of B. Okay, got it? So now total number of ways is what? 9 factorial divided by 2 factorial into 3 factorial into 4 factorial minus. For set A is what? 8 factorial divided by 1 factorial into 3 factorial into 4 factorial plus of when case 2 is what? Given S2 is in Y. So now this one is, now I think 2 and 2 factorial cancel out. Now this one is 8 factorial divided by 2 factorial into 2 factorial into 4 factorial minus of what? Now S1 and S2. Third one case A intersection B is what? 7 factorial divided by 1 factorial into 2 factorial and into 4 factorial. Now simplified that this one, your answer is, you get the answer. Okay, thank you. Now next question is, sir is coming.
So moving on the next question again. This question belongs to the vector, right? Three vectors are given: OP vector, OQ vector, OR vector are the three vectors where alpha beta are nothing but all real values except 0. Of course, they cannot be 0. If they will be 0, that term will be 0 and denominator cannot be 0, otherwise it is not defined, as we already know, right? O is a symbol which denotes the origin, and particular this value is given as 0. I can say that this is a scalar triple product, right? Box of ABC. A point alpha comma beta comma 2 lies on the plane. Okay, this is a equation of plane is given. I have to find the value of L, right? So now see how to solve this particular question. This information is given, but we will start the question from here, right? What is given? OP vector, OQ vector, OR vector, right? I can say this is nothing but the scalar triple product, right? So this is nothing but going to be the box of OP vector, OQ vector, OR vector. What a box? That is nothing but the determinant of the coefficients of I, j, k on the OP vector, OQ vector, OR vector respectively. What is OP vector coefficients? Alpha minus 1 upon alpha, 1, 1. This is memory based paper, so just the information which we got, we are solving like that. OR vector is given 1, 1, 1 by 2. Now I have to open this particular determinant, right? How to open determinant? I will open with respect to the first row. So what I will get? Alpha 1 minus 1 upon alpha equal to, multiply this quantity, that is beta minus 1 upon 2 beta minus 1 minus 1. Again multiply 1 by 2 minus 1, right? Plus 1 into 1 minus beta minus 1 upon beta. That quantity is nothing but the 0. Let us simplify this particular quantity over here. If I took the LCM, I will get alpha minus 1 upon alpha. This quantity is nothing but alpha minus 1 upon alpha. If I took the LCM will be 2 beta, right? So beta minus 2 beta, answer will be minus beta minus 1 upon 2 beta. This is minus 1 by 2 into minus 1, that is going to be plus 1 by 2. Again took the LCM, beta is the LCM, beta minus beta. Beta is going to be cancelled out, minus minus plus 1, right? So you'll get 1 by beta equal to 0. So hoping that all the calculations are correct, right? Take the LCM. What is LCM we can do? 2 alpha beta. So here I will get minus sign common, alpha minus beta, beta plus 1 plus alpha beta plus 2 times of alpha, right? Cross multiply and open this particular bracket. So we'll get alpha beta plus alpha minus beta plus 1, not plus 1, minus 1. Plus alpha beta plus 2 alpha equal to 0. Any term cancel out? Alpha beta cancel out, right? What I will get? Minus alpha plus 2 alpha, that is going to be alpha. Minus minus plus beta plus 1 equal to 0. So this is the relation we got between alpha and beta, that alpha plus beta plus 1 equal to 0, right? Now again some information is given. A point lies on the plane. So point will satisfy the equation of plane. I will put the point here. 3 alpha plus 3 beta minus z is nothing but 2 plus L equal to 0. So 3 common, alpha plus beta, that is nothing but minus 1, right? So 3 common, that value is minus 1. minus 2 plus L. Solve this. L is going to be 5. Answer will be L equal to 5. What they are asking? They are asking the particular value, find the value of L. So this question is normal, a simple question, right? It came in the JEE Advanced 2024. So STP is given, I have to open the determinant. From there I will get a relation between alpha and beta. After getting a relation between alpha and beta, point is given on the plane. So I have to put the point on the plane, and then from there I will get the, use the relation of alpha plus beta, and from there I will get the value as L equal to 5, right? So moving on the next question. So moving on the next question. The question is nothing but the based on parabola y square equal to 8x. I can say this is similar to the pattern of y square equal to 4ax, right? Opening right parabola. A point C is given. From the point C, two tangents are drawn to the parabola which meet the point on the parabola at the point A and B, right? Then length of OA I have to find, length of AB I have to find, orthocenter of CAB as well as the orthocenter of the triangle. So basically 3 information we have to solve: OA, AB, CAB. It can be a multiple choice question, so we have to check which option is correct, right? So let us see. In this question, so we have y square equal to 8x. I can say if I compare with the y square equal to 4x, a is nothing but the 2. Parabola is given. I will draw the parabola here. That parabola is nothing but y square equal to 8x. From one point, that point is nothing but C point, that is minus 4 comma 0. Two tangents are drawn to the parabola A and B. I can say this graph is symmetrical about x-axis. So if I draw the tangent, tangent is also symmetrical about the x-axis or not? So whatever the abscissa of the point A, same as abscissa of the point B, and ordinate will be just plus and minus sign, they will convert, right? So we already know from the external points, equation of tangent will be y equal to mx plus a by m, where a is given as 2. That tangent passes through the point minus 4 comma 0. So minus 4 comma 0 must have to be satisfied the equation, right? If I put the equation in the equation, what I will get? Minus 4m plus 2 by m. Cross multiply. Minus 4m square plus 2. 4m square will be this side, so m we will get as plus minus 1 by root 2, right? So of course one slope will be positive, one slope is negative. I can say I am taking this slope as positive slope because inclination is acute angle, right? What is this point? That point is nothing but a upon m square comma 2a by m, right? Contact point. So I will get the contact point by putting m equal to root 1 by root 2. So tell me the coordinate of A. Coordinate of A is going to be 2 upon 1 by root 2 whole square, comma 2 into 2 upon 1 by root 2 whole square, 1 by 2 only, right? So I will get 4 comma 4 root 2. So I can say point A is going to be 4 comma 4 root 2, point B is going to be 4 comma minus 4 root 2, right? What they ask the length of OA as well as AB. Can you tell me the length of AB? AB length is going to be 8 root 2 or not? 4 root 2 in upward direction, 4 root 2 in bottom direction. So I can say B option is going to be wrong, because the length is given as 16, that is going to be 8 root 2. Find the OA length. O is nothing but the origin. So what is distance formula? Square root of 4 square plus 4 root 2 whole square, right? 4 common, I will get 4 root 3. 4 common, it will be outside, 1 plus 2, 4 root 3. So I can say first option is correct or not? Length of OA is nothing but the 4 root 3 as well as the length of AB we got as 8 root 2. So second option is correct. Now I have to find the orthocenter of the triangle CAB, right? So can I say that in a triangle OCAB, this angle is 90 degree? If this angle is 90 degree, I can say this is one of the altitude. How to get the orthocenter? What is orthocenter? Intersection of the altitudes, right? So I have this isosceles triangle, so of course orthocenter must lies on the x-axis. If I will get the one more equation, so what I will do, I will draw the perpendicular from the point B on AC. So what is this slope? Slope of altitude, I slope of normal, that is going to be minus root 2.
if we already have the slope and the point B, what is the point B? Point B is nothing but 4 comma minus 4. What is the equation of the altitude? From the point B, right? Y minus y1 equal to slope. Slope is nothing but minus root 2 x minus x1. So if I put y as 0, why y as 0? Orthocenter lies on the x-axis, so y must be 0, right? Orthocenter lies on the x-axis because this is isosceles triangle, one angle is 90 degree, this is one of the altitude, right? So orthocenter lies on the x-axis, y coordinate will be 0. So what I will get? From there, slope is minus root 2. I can say 4 root 2, 4 root 2 cancel out, we got x equal to 0. So x equal to 0, y is also 0. What is orthocenter? Orthocenter is nothing but the origin. So which option is correct? Option number D is correct. Of course, option number C is wrong. This is a multiple choice question, right? So there are two options. You should have to check all the options, A also, AB also, and the orthocenter of the triangle is CAB, right? So we got the orthocenter as origin.
Hello student. So today this is very simple question. If you see, first we read this question, fx is this polynomial, f1 is 0 and iota root 3 is this equation. So you see that this is the differentiation of fx and this one root is 0 and he says that one root is iota root 3. So then other root is, one root is iota root 3 and other root is minus iota root 3. So this is the equation. And one root is 0. So suppose we take x common, so it is 4x square plus 3ax plus 2b. So 1 equal to 0. One root is 0. Other root is iota root 3 and other is minus iota root 3. So you can find the sum of roots of this equation. Sum of roots of this equation is given, product of root is given. So you can find the value of a and b. Okay? If you find the value of a and b, and how we find the value of c, we have to given f1 equal to minus 9. So we can easily find the value of c. So if we solve this question, we find the values of a, b and c, and if we find the value of a, b and c, then we get function. Understood? So if you get the function, then you find the roots of also. So let us solve this question. This is the basic concept of this question. So tell me, if we find the value of a, b and c, what is the value of a and what is the value of b and what is the value of c? Let me find. Okay, so sum of this roots, sum of roots of this equation is 0. Understood? One root is 0 and other root is this. So product of root is, suppose product of root is in this equation is 2b and product of root of this is, tell me, it is iota root 3 into iota minus root 3. So it is root 3, iota square is minus 1, so it is 3. So b equal to 3 by 2. Understood? And this is the sum of root. This is the product of root and sum of root is 0. So 3a equal to 0. So a equal to 0. So we write the function. Function is x4 plus 0 x cube plus 3 by 2 x square plus c equal c, and f1 is minus 9. F1 is minus 9. So we find the value of c. After that we know the function x. If we find the value of, we find the function and find the value of these roots. Okay? So this is the simple question.
So, so the next question what JEE Advanced asked today is, they give one set S, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This set consists of, and X with all relation from R, S to S. That satisfies both. First condition, what is the first condition? They are saying R exactly contains 6 elements. Okay? And they are saying second condition is, for each A comma B belongs to R, we have mod of A minus B greater than 2. So this is the something what you have to first understand. What they are asking. So they are asking ki S is the number of, S is the relations, this given S is the set, and X with all the relation from S to S. For example, 1, 1, 1, 2. How many relations are possible? So many relations are possible. For example, 1, 1, 2, 2, and so on. But they give this relation satisfy these two conditions. What is this condition? This we have to understand first. They are saying R exactly 6 elements. And second, for each A comma B, mod of A minus B is more than 2. This means we can't write 1, 1. Why? Because here mod of A minus B is not less than greater than 2. This means there are only some specific relation is possible. For example, like 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, like they are saying mod of A minus B is greater than 2. So suppose if I take 1, we can take 4, we can take 5, we can take also 1, 6. Am I right? So there are so many cases are possible. Similarly, if I take 2, we can take 2, 4, because mod of A minus B, here the equality is there. The mod of A minus B is suppose greater than equal to 2. So this will become 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, 5, 1, 6. Similarly, here what happened? Because here what happened? A minus B is 2. Here also more than 2. Here also more than 2. Here also more than 2. Similarly, here this will become 2, 4, 2, 5, and 2, 6. Is it clear? Because difference is again 2, 3, 4. Similarly, here if I take 3, so 3, 5, 3, 6, as well as 3, 1 is also possible. Clear? Similarly, for considering 4, this will become 4, 1, 4, 2, as well as 4, 6. Hope this is clear. Similarly, if I take 5, so this will become 5, 1, 5, 2, as well as 5, 3. If I take 6, so this will become 6, 1, 6, 2, 6, 3, as well as 6, 4. Only these 20 relations are possible. This is 4 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 and 4. These 20 are possible. So they are saying this condition is satisfied by only 20 relations. Clear? Next one, they are saying R contain exactly 6 elements. This is the X. Why? Because they are saying X be all relation from S to S. From S to S such that R exactly contain 6 elements. Out of this 20, R contain only 6 elements. Exactly 6 elements. As well as for each A comma B, we have to mod of A minus B should be greater than 2. This means number of elements in the X is nothing but we have to choose any 6 elements out of these 20 elements. This means this is nothing but 26. So number of element in the X is nothing but 26. So they are saying if n of x is equal to nc6, if n of x equal to nc6, this means they are asking find the value. So n of x is equal to 26, which is nothing but nc6. So from here we can write n is equal to 20. So answer for the second part is nothing but n is equal to 20. Now we are moving to the first part. What they are saying, find the value of n of y plus n of z. Now we have to first understood what is the meaning of n of y. So what they are saying in n of y, they are saying y is equal to nothing but r, such that r belongs to x, where such as range of r has only one element. Range of means r is nothing but r will contain here 6 elements. Any 6, because r is nothing but satisfy these two conditions. R exactly contains 6 elements, as well as for each a comma b, mod of a minus b should be greater than equal to 2. N of y is nothing but range should be only one element. For example, domain, if I take domain is any number, suppose domain is 1, range will be suppose a only. If I take domain is 2, range will be a only. If I take domain is 3, range will be a only. If I take domain as 4, range will be a only. If I take domain as 5, range is a only. If I take domain as 6, range is a only. This means what they are saying, this is the meaning of y. Whatever the value of domain, range must be contains only one element. This means if I contain 1, the range will be any one element. Suppose if I take 4, a equal to, because a is nothing but the part of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Suppose a equal to 1. 1 is never possible because this will dissatisfy. If I take a equal to 2, this will not satisfying. If I take a equal to 3, this will not satisfying. Because this is the one more condition they are asking, na? A minus b modulus should be more than equal to 2. So how could I say that these 6 elements having only one range? This is never possible. Suppose if I am taking any of the elements, suppose if I am taking 5, domain will be, range will be 5. The domain 1 may be there because difference will be 4. Domain 2 may be there because difference will be 3. Domain 3 may be there because difference will be 3. But domain 4 never is possible because mod of a minus mod of a minus b is not here greater than equal to 2. This means y has no any element. This means n of y should be equal to 0. Hope this is clear. So n of y is equal to 0 in this case. Now what they are asking? N of z. What is the meaning of z? The z is nothing but they are saying r belongs to x such that r is a function from s to s. So what we can do here? We have to find z. The z means suppose this is s and suppose this is also s. Here how many elements are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here how many elements? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Because this is s to s. Now what they are saying, that z equal to r belongs to x, where r is a function from s to s. So suppose 1 is mapped in any element of the S. So 1 can't be mapped to 1. Why? Mod of A minus mod of B never be equal to 1 in this case. Here mod of A minus mod of B is more than how much? This is not equal to more than 2. So this will never possible. Similarly, 1 can't be mapped with 2, because mod of A minus B is again less than 2. So 1 can be mapped with only 1 can be mapped with only 3. 1 can be mapped with only 4. 1 can be mapped with only 5. 1 can be mapped with only 6. So 1 has how many choices? 1 has 4 choices. We can write here 4C1. Similarly, 2 can't be mapped with 1 because mod of A minus B should more than equal to 2. So 2 never be mapped with 2. 2 never be mapped with 3. So 2 has how many choices? 3 choices. Similarly, 3 has 3 choices. 4 has 3 choices. 5 has also 3 choices. But 6 has how many choices? 6 has, this 1 can be possible, 2 can be possible, 3 also possible, 4 also possible, because mod of 6 minus 4 is greater than equal to 2. Yes or no? So this has how many choices? 4 choices. So what can we see? Ki number of function in Z is nothing but 4 square into 3 power 4, which effectively is nothing but how much? 81 into 16, which is nothing but 1296. So in this case, what n of Z is equal to 1296, as n of y is equal to 0. So n of y plus n of Z is equal to how much? 1296. So in this case, correct answer will be 1296. And in this case, what is the answer? N is equal to how much? 20. Clear? Next question is discussed by next faculty. Thank you.
So hello student. Today's this one question from trigonometry. This one is the very easiest question, just like a clubbing. This one is. So now given that this one question is कि x belongs to pi by 2 to pi means basically x मतलब theta belongs to second quadrant. So now cot theta is what? Cot of x is equals to minus of 5 by okay, sorry. So cot x is what? Minus of 5 by root of 11. Okay. Root of 11 given that. Okay. So now question is what ki sine of 11 of x by 2 and sine of 6x. Okay. And now cos of just clubbing this and this and this and this. So plus of cos of 11 of x by 2 into cos of 6. Okay, bache? Now this multiplied by this and now this one is multiplied by this. So plus of sine of 6x into cos of 11x by 2 and minus of sine of 11x minus of cos of 6x into sine of 11 of x by 2. So now club this and this. So you know that na ki sin A sin B plus of cos A cos B. So formula is what? Cos of A minus B. So now this one write down is cos of 6x minus of 11 of x by 2. Okay, and now plus of. Now this one formula sin A cos B minus of cos A sin B. So now this one becomes sin of 6x minus of 11 of x by 2. Got it? So now this one is simply after simplification cos of, this one is cos of x by 2, and now this one is sin of x by 2. Got it? So you know that ki this one can be written as of under root of 1 plus of sin x. Okay, sin of x. You know that ki 1 plus sin 2x is equal to sin x plus of cos x whole square. Got it? So if cot of x is this, so now by using triangle, so this one is 5 and now this one is under root of 11. Okay, so now this one is wait. So this one is what? 5. So this one length is what? 11 and 25. This one 36 means basically 6. Got it? Suppose this one angle is x. So now from this sin x is what? Under root of 1 plus of under root of 11 by 6. Now taking LCM, now this one becomes 6 plus of under root of 11 and divided by 6. Now if you multiply numerator and denominator by 2, so now this one becomes 12 of this one is 12 plus of 2 root of 11. So now divided by 12. So now you know that this one is the perfect square numerator, and now this one is under root of 11 plus of 1. Okay, divided by root 12. Okay. So now they are asking this one answer is, this one is the final answer. Okay. So I hope you student hai na ki today's paper was most going है ना easy, so please है ना तो don't be है ना panic है ना, so not a JEE advanced है ना, this one is the final destination, your destination है ना, lots of your है ना lots of chances that कि है ना कि there are different exams है ना, so I hope you है ना be happy है ना, be safe है ना, thank you so much.